Welcome back. Time for episode 9. Let's get into it. Like many other games I reviewed on this channel, this is a game I had growing up that I could never really get into. Destruction Derby 2 for the PlayStation. It's an arcade-style racing game, as if there weren't enough of those, but the thing that sets it apart from others is the fact that it's more of a demolition derby than it is a racing game. I never played the first Destruction Derby, but from footage I've seen, it's not quite as good as this. There's 3 different types of races, and the first and least entertaining in the group is stock car racing. This is your old-fashioned race to place in first. It's okay. I mean, the physics are kind of weird, your car doesn't behave like it should, and it'll always cost you positions. Like this jump here. If you go full speed and land perfectly level, facing the right direction even, it still spins you out. Every time. And you don't scrape off walls. If you touch a wall, it really messes with your car's orientation. The second type of race you can do is called wrecking racing. Here, track position doesn't mean anything. You just try to score race points by wrecking other cars. This is a fun mode as it takes a new spin on the arcade racing experience, but it's a bit confusing to figure out what actually scores points. So I read the instructions, and it says the game gives points depending on the degrees of rotation you spin the other car. So if you hit a car really hard and damage it, you could get no points, but if you tap them and it spins them out, you get a lot of points. Just seems like a weird system for a game called Destruction Derby. You'd think it'd be based on damage, right? As you could probably imagine, the front of your car gets smashed up really easy, so you either have to pit, or what I found out works really well, you can drive around backwards. Yeah, it's crazy and it's not as hard as you think, but it's a viable way to extend the life of your car. And it's fun to see you backing up as fast as some of these other cars are driving around forwards. There's also a championship mode for stock car racing and the wrecking racing where you compete against other drivers in seasons of this racing league. It's short, it's like a 4-race season, so you can go through a few seasons in a night, but it's kind of entertaining to see how everything plays out. The atmosphere of this game is great too, with its metal music, dirty, rusty menus, and its weird choice of driver names. It seems like it's a game created by an adrenaline junkie, and it continues into the gameplay with the announcer having a heavy voice too.
Block it! Oh! Yeah!
Probably the greatest game mode on the game is the total destruction mode in the arenas. In the championship mode and the practice mode, all the cars just demolish each other, but in this mode, they all come for you. It's really just a survival mode, and there's nowhere to hide. It's so fun! And it really adds something to this game that I don't think racing games at the time had. I would say one of the only real negatives of this game, as I mentioned before, are the physics. They're weird. You can't expect your car to behave like you would think it would behave. It's hard to explain. And I really wish the wrecking racing had something to do with the finishing position. Because really, the point is to wreck people. Why are we going around on a racetrack completing laps? Like, what's the point? Okay, I lie. The physics are kind of fun. At the start of most of the arena matches, your car just flies up in the air for no reason. It's so ludicrous, but it's so entertaining. You can even get the car to do some crazy things during the races too. For as fun as this game can be sometimes, there just isn't a whole lot to do. There's about 4 tracks and arenas unlocked at the beginning of the game, and you can unlock the other 4 or 5 through the championship seasons, but that's really all you can do, just unlock the tracks. And one of the smaller things I have to nitpick about is just how easily you can damage your car. I mean, it's crazy how fast you can total it. You really gotta stay on top of that shit. But then again, you can lose wheels and still drive around too. At one point I lost both back wheels and was still crawling around the arena looking for people to crash into. This could have been a great game, but there's just not enough to hold my attention for too long, so it just settles for being good. Holy crap, this is the 9th episode. That's like 8 more than I thought I was going to do. Anyway, hope you enjoyed watching, and look out for the next review shortly.